Homestead. Today I got something a little bit different for you that I'm going to talk about, and this was brought up to me by my neighbor who's a EMT, and he suggested I tell people about my heart attack. It's been a few years ago, but my symptoms weren't so much what you are usually told, but I can almost say that arthritis probably saved me, because I was dealing with basal joint arthritis, and I was trying to wait till a slower time of year to have surgery, because my job is so active in the summertime working on a golf course. And one day I was up at my barn, and I was just using an orbital sander, and the vibration made my hand hurt so bad that a pain went up my arm and into my chest, and my thought was that pain is so severe, it's just really causing stress in my chest. And I just felt really, really bad. I couldn't pinpoint anywhere that I felt bad. I turned the sander off, and I came to the house and just laid down for a while. And like I say, still today, I can't pinpoint where I felt bad. I just knew I felt really bad. And laid down, got a small nap, got up, felt better. Went to work the next day, and I was using a circular saw on a project we were working on. I had plans to go somewhere after work. I don't recall what I was going to do. But the same thing, I was using that hand, and just the vibration and the just pushing the saw through what I was cutting, the same thing. The pain went up my arm and went to my chest, and I had pretty much been used to dealing with this pain, but these things just caused it a lot worse. And I just took it for granted that was what was causing my chest to feel the pain. I wouldn't say a great deal of tightness or anything. It's just a pain that just kind of came across. And instead of wherever I was going to go, I just came home that day. And I was here for several hours, and laid down and got back up again and thought, well, I'm not sure what this is, so I'm just going to run to immediate care and get checked out. And called my wife and my daughter and said, don't get scared. I'm okay to drive. I'm just going to go over there and do this. And they checked me out at this one, and they said everything looks okay, but recommended that I go to another nearby hospital, and that was a long ordeal. I sat in there and waited, and I watched people curled up in corners that are crying in pain, another girl in a wheelchair in pain. I kept telling my wife, these people need those rooms back there more than me. I'm going to leave. And she kept talking me into staying. And finally, I got seen, and they took some blood, and had been sitting in a room for about an hour. And a nurse came in and said, nobody's put a heart monitor on you? And I said, I guess not. And she said, I'll get one. And I said, don't bother, because I'm going home. And she said, you can't do that. There's more blood work to do, and you got to wait several hours to match it against the previous blood work. And I said, nobody's told me anything about that, and nobody put me on a heart monitor. And again, there's people out there that need this room more than me. So I told her I'm going home, and that's what I did. And the next morning, I went ahead, got up, went to work, probably 4 o'clock in the morning, got to work, and then I wasn't doing anything special, but I started feeling bad again. And again, I couldn't say, that I was having any typical symptoms of a heart attack. I just wasn't feeling good. And came on back home, and from phone calls and text from my kids and from my wife talking to me here at home, they wanted me to go back and finish what I started. So that's what I did. So I went ahead and got a shower, and still the arthritis caused a great deal of pain. Even trying to button my pants and zip up my pants, putting on a belt, it was all a challenge. And when I was trying to button my pants, it was hurting so bad that I felt the chest pain again. I didn't tell Kim anything. I didn't want her to be scared. But then I noticed that I had some tightness in my jaw and realized, yep, I know what it is. And by the time I got from the bedroom to the door, heading out the door, I could feel some tightness between my shoulder blades. And I got in the car and just told her I was just going to lay the seat back and bring my pain level down. And so we got back to the hospital. Told the girl behind the desk we had been there the night before and that I refused to stay. And she picked up the phone and said, "Security, we have an unruly patient out here." Of course she was kidding. But they got me back, slapped pads on me like they had the night before. And this time, as the girl to my left was reading the tape that this machine was putting out, I saw her turn to the nurse on my right side and shake her head yes. And before I knew it, they were popping those leads off and I was heading down a hallway. And was in a much larger room. And a doctor came in and he said, "If you want to know why these 8 people around you are so frantic," he said, "it's because you're having a heart attack." And that was April, I believe, of 2016. And thanks to the arthritis, the pain from that, causing that uncomfortable pain in my chest, the doctor confirmed. He said that pain worked like a stress test would have worked. So by my arthritis catching that, I caught this really early and damage was minimal. They came in a couple of days later and did an echocardiogram, and the girl that did that, she said, "You're probably going to have 100% recovery." I had one artery that was 99% blocked, and they were doing that. I said, "Well, surely there's blockage in the others. What are they at?" And they said, "No, there's no blockage in the others. It's just that one." So if you're doing something and you may not have radiating pain in your left arm, probably don't want to wait till you have it in your jaw or between your shoulder blades. If you're curious at all, just have it checked out. Like I say, I think I was very fortunate that I found out that way. So anyhow, that's just a little bit of a different story that, like I say, my neighbor that's an EMT thought I should share on my YouTube page. And keep this in mind, man, woman, whatever. And again, like I said several times earlier in this, that I just felt really bad. I couldn't pinpoint anything that was making me feel bad. I just knew that I felt really, really bad. I couldn't say head, chest, stomach, just something wasn't right. So don't ignore the signs. Probably what hurt me more than anything was being in that room when that doctor said you're having a heart attack, and I rolled my head over looking at my wife sitting across the room, and I got teary-eyed because of what I put my family through. The heart attack part didn't scare me because I know they've come so far with just procedures, but yeah, what hurt me the most was making my family beg me to go do this. So anyhow, I'm going to wrap this up. Thanks for your time, and we will see you soon.